you've seen the title, and I know the comments are gonna be flooded with people calling me an insane person. And yeah, you know what, fair enough, I am, but hear me out on this one. I usually do some sort of preamble in all my videos, but I get the feeling there is almost no need to do that here. Shadow 05 is a game that I freaking love, if you couldn't tell, but I 100% understand that it kinda sucks. But at the same time, I can also comfortably call a level from this game one of my favorite in the Sonic franchise ever. In fact, prior to the release of Shadow Generations, it was my third favorite level of all time. Lava Shelter is a level that I see as genuinely immaculate and as one of the greatest in Sonic history due to so many reasons. And today, I'm going to explain exactly why I think so, and honestly, why Lava Shelter is one of the best Sonic levels of all time. Now, already straight out of the gate, let's talk about the setting and this environment. This is the neutral ending for Shadow 05, and for the ending it's going for, it achieves it almost kind of perfectly. It may be climactic, but not in the same way as Gun Fortress, Final Haunt, nor really any other final level in the game. See, Shadow 05 does something really cool with its levels. In levels that are closer to the dark aligned, you have these calmer beats to signify that at this point, they aren't trying to stop you because they know that Shadow is much too far gone. And yet, you can still kind of hear that plea coming from those songs, and from Gun Fortress especially. A plea that will not be answered, a shadow will destroy humanity. Meanwhile, the hero missions music is much more climactic and thrilling. Final Hunt is very confident sounding. It knows you're gonna win and take down Black Doom once and for all. Meanwhile, Cosmic Fall is very dramatic, since you're quite literally falling from orbit as the arc collapses around you. But even then, it'll calm down and let you know, like, yeah, you're doing the right thing. Keep going, Shadow. And then we have Lava Shelter, the odd one out, if you will, and the only neutral final level. And dude, what we have here is just, I mean, listen to that opening. This level is all about driving you forward. It doesn't matter if you do the good or bad mission. It doesn't matter what your motives are, but what matters is you get to the bottom of this. This song shreds with a ridiculous guitar that perfectly fits this lava environment, while the percussion is going absolutely wild. It may quiet down for a moment, almost signifying Shadow questioning himself. Is he doing the right thing? Is it all for a reason? And then boom, you're blasted right back into the song. It doesn't matter whether it's right or not, you have to do this, no matter the cost. Story-wise, this is also the path that Shadow believes he's an android, or at least is questioning his existence. And you can blame all that pain and suffering on Eggman. It's his fault that the androids even exist in the first place, which makes this song even more empowering and motivating. Eggman will pay for the pain he has caused you. The environment is also one of my favorites ever. I usually look down upon lava levels in Sonic games because a lot of the time they wind up looking or sounding like Mario levels. Looking at you here, Lost World. But here, it's quite literally the opposite. This level is so mechanical. Eggman's face is plastered everywhere, and well, it feels so very Eggman-y, if that makes any sense. The lava boiling all around you, and the interior of this section just screams Eggman base. Speaking of which, up to this point, nor really afterwards, did we ever get a Robotnik base in lava. And yeah, I'm just going to ignore that Lost World exists once again. Nobody cares about that game, and I certainly don't. It's such a cool idea though that honestly, I hope should be reintroduced to the Sonic franchise once again. Though, Sonic Team has to ride that wave very carefully, so it doesn't become too much of a Mario level, like Lava Mountain did for half of its runtime. Damn, this video already has 3 sections on where I hate on Lost World. We are on a roll here, ladies and gentlemen. But surely, it isn't just the environment that separates Lava Shelter from every other Sonic level, right? Well, of course not, because this game has one thing in particular that elevates this level from already being super cool to so freaking amazing, and is one of my favorite things in this game, period. Alright, pause the frame. Can you see it? Zoom in. Zoom in again. No, wait, this is a little too far. Go back. Okay, to the left a little bit. There you go. You see that? That's right, baby. We're talking about the rails again. Yeah! Dog, I love rail grinding in Sonic games so much. I made a whole video yapping about them, and yeah, this gimmick is just so awesome. While in recent time, it's definitely become only a husk of what it was in SA2, I still really like it, and I think it's a nice break from regular platforming. Even in modern games, if rails can be used in a correct way, it can genuinely be so perfect, and I'm happy to say that Lava Shelter definitely has that. So, let's talk about the level design. Lava Shelter is, as mentioned prior, a rail grinding based level, with a few splotches of solid ground every now and again, mainly with the generators that Shadow must activate in order to complete the Dark mission, but of which we will talk about in just a little bit. First, let's focus on the Hero mission, which is a get to the end type of level. Now, overall, it does a great job of teaching you at how the rails work in this game, as it literally spawns you on a rail and has you grinding for a solid while before you meet up with Omega and continue your path forwards. But there's one section in particular in the Hero mission that I want to talk about, a section that I like to call the Giant Rail. Y'all like the little Ajax reference I made? Now, what could be so special about this rail, you may ask? Well, it's actually due to Shadow's own physics on the rails. In this game, Shadow has no speed cap on rails, meaning it can continuously accelerate until the rail ends. And since this rail is so, well, long, it allows you to do something like what you're seeing on the screen right now. And that is so much fun. The Hero mission in general simply has you gunning to the end, and if you keep your momentum from those rails that I mentioned before, you can blast your way through this level at mind-boggling speeds. And not only does it give you that rush of speed that many Sonic games somehow aren't able to itch, and many levels in this game aren't able to either, it is also super rewarding since Shadow 05A ranks pretty much completely rely on time, and completing your objectives as fast as possible. And Lava Shelter is a super linear level in the first place. I mean, take a look at this map, it's super straightforward, but that's kind of the point of the level. You must get to the end as fast as possible and avoid all the ridiculous lava and copies of yourselves in your way. And I must say, those rails seriously carry this level because it makes it stand out from so many other levels in Sonic history. My best time on this level is something along the lines of 3 minutes, if not less. And I can't lie, I know I can probably go even faster if I try a little harder. And I can 100% make it something like 2 minutes 30 or even less than. And that deep urge to want to beat this level faster and faster is not something I can say a lot of Sonic levels have achieved. Even a game like Sonic Generations, a game that many people say is to ignore the ranking system and to just try and beat the level as fast as possible, don't scratch that same itch of wanting to beat them faster. Weird, I know, but something about Lava Shelter is just so different to any other type of level in the franchise. But if we rewind a little bit and move towards the beginning of the level, we can see a certain bulbous man trying to coerce you into helping his schemes. Eggman's main goal is to try and get you to activate his defenses by turning on these 5 machines. So how do you do that? By shooting everything repeatedly until it works. No wonder I like Doom so much. It actually kind of makes a lot of sense now. I mean, hold on. Can you guys imagine just for a second Shadow ripping and tearing through all of his enemies? I mean, come on. That would be so peak. I'm gonna be honest. Minor side tangent aside about how peak Doom is, once you activate these machines, lava will rise, creating a large hazard throughout the entire level. So much so that you can't even cross into the areas that you normally do on the hero path. So what to do but platform your way around it. And honestly, this is some of my favorite platforming in the game. Mostly because you can very easily and satisfyingly just blitz. Oh yeah, I should probably eventually talk about that, huh? Blitz your way through them and keep on running towards the end. Quickly jumping from platform to platform and nabbing that light speed dash will never not be satisfying to me. And I'm also very happy to report that there are a couple of these platforming sections that progressively get more and more difficult as you get deeper and deeper into the base, which is honestly a great way to build difficulty and test the player's skill throughout the entire level. Safe to say, I honestly adore the Dark mission way more than the Hero mission, mostly due to the trials and tribulations that it brings. But one of my favorite parts about this whole lava raising thing is that we can easily compare the level prior and after the lava is raised. And the challenge it creates once it is raised is actually very present and indeed does offer a more difficult way to play this level. One of the easiest examples being with the slanted flooring right after the first generator. On the Hero mission, it's just super easy to platform from floor to floor, as you have more than enough space between the lava and yourself. But on the Dark mission, as you approach that same area, look at that lava rise. And now this area becomes a lot more difficult to platform through, as the margin of error slims down significantly. I'm pretty sure I even got a death in my footage somewhere because I got a little too cocky. This entire level honestly feels like a super cool speedrun, whether on hard mission or otherwise, and maybe one of the biggest reasons as to why I love it so much. All you must do is push forward at maximum speed and get to your objective as fast as humanly possible. or I guess as hedgehogly possible, which is probably the biggest reason as to why I love this level. Oh, and the rails, of course, they absolutely carry half of the time. Those stupidly fun physics in Shadow 05 kind of carry half of the time. But honestly, can you blame me if I'm going stupid fast on these rails? Lava Shelter's unique setting, amazing music, super fun level design, fantastic dark and hero missions, and it taking full advantage of that rail grinding exploit in Shadow 05 is what makes this level not only my favorite in Shadow the Hedgehog, but also one of my favorites in the franchise. It may not be objectively the greatest level in Sonic history, but man do I adore it so much. And I strongly recommend trying to play the level with the same, well, will to get to the end as fast as possible, as Shadow clearly shows in this level. Take that will of vengeance to heart and strike down the Doctor once and for all. But thank you all so much for watching this shorter video. Stay tuned for a sequel to one of my most beloved videos I have ever created very soon. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao!